Hello, beautiful soul. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Aaliyah, joined here with my little kitty Brady, and I'm so excited to dive into today's conversation with Master Yogi Michael Baez. In this conversation, Michael really dives into what yoga truly is. When I did my yoga teacher training with Michael, with the Awakened Warriors Yoga Teacher Training program, we really learned that yoga is so much more than just the physical asana practice. There's actually 8 limbs to yoga, which Michael discusses in this video. And really what I love about what he shares beyond the 8 limbs is that yoga is really the practice of living a yogic lifestyle is really a practice of consciousness and bringing consciousness and intention into everything that you do in your life. So I really hope that you enjoy this conversation. Make sure to check out my channel for another video with Michael if you haven't seen it already, where he dives into how we can find true happiness in this moment right now. And as always, if you enjoy this conversation, make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe. And I will see you again very soon. A lot of people fall into like the myth of yoga being the asana pose. Yes. That's what a lot of people think yoga is. Yes. And we learn in training that that's just one aspect of so many others of what actually like the philosophy of yoga is.
Definitely.
So not to go into all of that because that would be like a whole yoga teacher training, but what is yoga really?
Yeah, that's a great question. And there's many definitions of what yoga is. Technically, the Sanskrit word yoga comes from another Sanskrit word called yuj. Yuj means to yoke. Yoke means to grab onto something tightly and don't let go, like to attach yourself to something. So we say in yoga, the only attachment you should have is to something greater than you. So that would be the union. So many people hear yoga is union, okay? What does that mean? Many people hear yoga is the union of mind, body, and spirit. Okay, what does that mean? But I was at an event here in Manhattan and a guru said, yeah, it's the union of mind, body, and spirit to the divine. That's the part people leave out, and that's why they're all confused. You have to latch on to the divine, again, call it God, universe, Buddha, Allah, Krishna, whatever you believe in, but don't let go, right? Hold on to the creator and don't let go. That's the only attachment. So the word yoga means to yoke, to hold on to. That's one definition of yoga. Yoga could also mean just being, living the 8 limbs. And the 8 limbs is a philosophy. It's like 8 limbs of a tree. One limb is the asana practice, the physical practice. That's what most people think yoga is. And unfortunately, with social media and marketing and magazines and stuff, people think yoga is beautiful handstands by a waterfall with this amazing rainbow. It's pretty, it looks nice.
It makes it so intimidating for people.
It does make it intimidating for people, or for a while people think yoga is putting your leg behind your head.
Right.
A lot of times I hear people say, well, I can't do yoga because I'm not flexible.
Yeah.
It's like, no, you do yoga to become flexible.
Yeah.
You should do yoga, right? So there's many definitions of yoga, but the true definition of yoga, the simplest way, is to understand that there's 8 parts of yoga. One is the asana. 2 is the pranayama, the meditation is another limb, and even within that limb of meditation, there's 2 more limbs, dharana, dhyana. Pratyahara is a form of meditation, is withdrawing your senses within, because we believe that we're fed by the external influences, right? We experience the world through our 5 senses. So what is the first step of meditation? Sit up tall, close your eyes. So you shut off that sense. You're not eating anything, that sense is gone. Usually there's no scent, that sense is gone. Depends if it's a guided meditation or not, but sometimes no sound, you just sit in silence, that sense is gone. And finally the body, you may not feel, after a while of meditation, you may not feel your body, that sense is gone. So the metaphor is you withdraw like a turtle into its shell, removing yourself from all the external influences to turn within. That's another limb of the yoga. Then you have the yamas and the niyamas, which are like very similar to the 10 commandments, right? Because one of them is don't harm others, don't lie, don't steal, right? So very similar, the yamas and niyamas. And the final one, which is like the level that we're striving to, but it's not the end all be all, but it's what we're trying to reach and attain. It's called Samadhi, which is oneness. Some people call it enlightenment. Some people call it awakening. Some Dharma calls it self-realization and self-actualization. Any four of those are interchangeable. Oneness, I think, is simplest for most people to understand. We feel one. And we have moments of that. Like, for example, you're at a concert with your favorite band, and they sing their hit song. And everyone in the audience starts singing the song, and there's this feeling of togetherness, and there's no worries, you're not worried about your debt and your relationship. You're just in the moment fully with all these other people, with your band, singing the favorite song, and you feel it. You feel oneness. I believe we all have experienced moments of samadhi, moments of awakening. Another word for samadhi is unconditional love. People can relate to that. You feel unconditional love for your dog or your cat or your child in my case, or your significant other, your mom, your parents definitely, hopefully, feel unconditional love for you if you have a healthy relationship with them. But that's another word. So there's many definitions to yoga, and there's many definitions to enlightenment, but ultimately it's oneness, right? You feel one with humans, you feel one with animals and creatures, and that's why most yogis are vegetarians or vegans, because we understand that if we're going to live these principles of oneness and try to eliminate suffering, then we can't be causing harm, right? If we want to experience less suffering in our life, then we can't cause harm to the pigs and the cows and the chickens and the goats and all the other animals if we want to try to, again, I was pescatarian for many, many years, and I became vegan, and I've gone back and forth between vegetarian and vegan. So even me, like I said, I'm still on the path. I'm still working through my karma. And what we mean by karma is not like bad, but like our cause and effect, right? Oh, I like the taste of sushi, but if I eat sushi, I'm contributing to the cause and the effect of killing the poor fish and what's happening with the ocean. So we realize that we make an impact, right? What we buy, where we eat, what we drink, how we live our life, right? We make an impact, and we understand there's a ripple effect with everything that we do, from the words we speak, to what we purchase, to how we eat, to the car we drive, whether we have a car, we don't have a car, if we want to have an electric car or a gas guzzler, maybe we're going to have an electric scooter, right? Everything has an impact. That's karma. Karma is cause and effect. It's simply put, karma is cause and effect. A higher definition of karma is the energy that you put out comes back. So some people believe in past lives. They believe, okay, well, the energy you experience or you created in one life can lead into the next life. So you have to fix it. In Kabbalah, they call it tikkun. Tikkun means like your soul's correction. Like, you've got to get it right. If you don't get it right now, all right, next lifetime, you're going to learn the lesson again. So that there's many different ways. But yoga has so much to offer. Philosophy, lifestyle, the body, nutrition, spirituality, so much to offer. That's why I highly recommend, even if people don't want to be a yoga teacher, I suggest they do a teacher training.
I agree.
Yeah, they have to. It's like, because you learn so much. Like I learned all this stuff. I came into it, my first yoga class I was 30. When I became a teacher trainer and a studio owner, I was in my late 30s, almost 40, somewhere around there. It's like, had I learned this as a kid? I'm trying to share this with my 9-year-old son. Sometimes he's receptive. He's vegetarian. He eats fish occasionally, pescatarian, for the most part vegetarian. But he understands. Kids know. The moment when a kid has a realization that, oh, this chicken was alive, and we killed it. Especially if you were raised on a farm or you had a pet. I think it was my son's mom had a pet rooster or something. And the moment hit of like, oh, I have a pet rooster and we're eating chicken. Like, this is not cool. This doesn't go together. Right? So we have to, again, it's no judgment of people who choose to eat meat, and maybe the vegetarian vegan diet is not for everybody. But for those of us who truly want to go deeper and deeper and deeper into yoga, we have to start looking at our diet. We have to start looking at the clothes that we buy, the impact. Is that company making a negative impact on the planet, or a positive impact? It goes so deep, but it really makes you question.
And ultimately it brings you in touch with your power. At the core essence of all of this, I feel, is the recognition that I have the power to positively contribute in every single aspect of my life. And not only that, but I have the power to create what it is that I want in my life. And like that's just the ultimate,
Yeah.
most beautiful thing,
Yes.
the way to live your
Yeah.
life.